Okay, here's a selection from Self-Reliance by Ralph Waldo Emerson. There is a time in every man's education when he arrives at the conviction that envy is ignorance, that imitation is suicide. Real quick, I want to explain this. Imitation is suicide. If you are trying to be like someone else, then you are allowing a part of yourself to die. Allowing yourself to die is what he means by suicide. So trying to be someone else is going to happen at the cost of you being your true authentic self. Okay, so when you're trying to be someone else, when you envy others, that's foolish because really you're allowing a part of yourself to die. That he must take himself for better, for worse, as his portion, that though the wide universe is full of good, no kernel of nourishing corn can come to him but through his toil bestowed on that plot of ground which is given to him to till. Meaning you are dealt certain hands in life. You've got to take them and you've got to make the best of them, but do it to be authentically you. The power which resides in him is new in nature, and none but he knows what that is which he can do, nor does he know until he has tried. Not for nothing one face, one character, one fact makes much impression on him and another none. This sculpture in the memory is not without pre-established harmony. The eye was placed where one ray should fall, that it might testify of that particular ray. We but half express ourselves and are ashamed of that divine idea which each of us represents. It's interesting, he uses this metaphor of us being an eye, and that's a biblical metaphor too, right? The body of Christ. And he says the eye was placed for a very particular reason, right? That it would see one particular ray of light. And so he's saying you as an individual, not you trying to be someone else, but you have a purpose. You were meant to be exactly who you are. It may be safely trusted as proportionate and of good issue, so it be faithfully imparted. But God will not have his work made manifest by cowards. Okay, so he's saying that, hey, it is cowardly to try to be someone else, that it takes more courage to be exactly who you are, despite what other people think. A man is relieved and gay, meaning happy, when he has put his heart into his work and done his best. But what he has said or done otherwise shall give him no peace. It is a deliverance which does not deliver. In the attempt his genius deserts him, no muse befriends, no invention, no hope. Okay, that you'll actually find there are benefits to being exactly who you are. One of the benefits is intrinsic, right? That you feel better when you have put your heart and yourself into your tasks and being authentically true to yourself. It will make you feel better as well. Trust thyself. Every heart vibrates to that iron string. Accept the place the divine providence has found for you, the society of your contemporaries, the connection of events. Great men have always done so and confided themselves childlike to the genius of their age, betraying their perception that the absolutely trustworthy was stirring at their heart, working through their hands, predominating in all their being. And we are now men, and must accept in the highest mind the same transcendent destiny, and not minors and invalids in a protected corner, but guides, redeemers, and benefactors, obeying the almighty effort and advancing on chaos and the dark. He makes a comparison between youth, okay, that we are not minors, not invalids in a protected corner. Okay, we now have to boldly step out and become exactly who we were meant to be. We are meant to be guides. We are meant to be redeemers. We are meant to be benefactors. We are meant to do something in this world, but we cannot do that if we're hiding behind a mask of conformity, or if we're trying to become like everybody else. You're not going to actually accomplish anything. Okay, all you're going to accomplish is what somebody else has already done because you're trying to be like them. Society everywhere is in conspiracy against the manhood of every one of its members. Society is a joint stock company in which the members agree for the better securing of his bread to each shareholder to surrender the liberty and culture of the eater. Okay, this is kind of important. He says society is actually against you being an individual. Why? Because society is for the betterment of society as a whole. It's not for the betterment of the individual. It's for the betterment of the individuals collectively, right? So society is not rooting for you to be exactly who you are and to be individual and nonconformist. Instead, society wants you to fill in or fit in to the rest of it because it is for the benefit of everybody. And by the way, it says, in doing so, if you are trying to benefit everybody, you surrender your own liberty and culture, okay? The virtue in most request is conformity. Self-reliance is its aversion. So conformity and self-reliance, complete opposites, right? It loves not realities and creators, but names and customs. Whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. He who would gather immortal palms must not be hindered by the name of goodness, but must explore if it be goodness. Nothing is at last sacred but the integrity of your own mind. Okay, your own thoughts are valuable, okay, because they are yours, because they are unique, because they are individual, because they are authentic and real. Absolve you to yourself, and you shall have the suffrage of the world, meaning everybody will actually be drawn to you. People will actually like you for being you. People will appreciate your contributions to the world. On the other hand, let's look. A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds. I love that. Adored by little statesmen and philosophers and divines. With consistency, a great soul has simply nothing to do. Consistency, meaning doing the same thing over and over and over. And doing the same thing as everybody else. A great soul has nothing to do. He may as well concern himself with the shadow on the wall, meaning you're not doing anything if you're doing what everybody else is doing. Speak what you think now in hard words, and tomorrow speak what tomorrow thinks in hard words again, though it contradict everything you said today. Okay, so being authentically true to yourself means that you might contradict yourself. You might feel one way today, and you might feel the complete opposite tomorrow. He's saying it's okay if you contradict yourself. Be true to who you are today, and then be true to who you are tomorrow. I love that because it offers an opportunity for growth, right? I love that. So you shall be sure to be misunderstood. Yeah, if you're contradicting yourself all the time, people are not going to fully understand you. Is it so bad then to be misunderstood? Pythagoras was misunderstood, and Socrates, and Jesus, and Luther, and Copernicus, and Galileo, and Newton, and every pure and wise spirit that ever took flesh. To be great is to be misunderstood. Notice all these different people that he mentions. Pythagoras, oh, we love the Pythagorean theorem, right? Socrates, Jesus, Luther, these are all really well-known names. Copernicus and Galileo and Newton, all really well-known names and all original deep thinkers, right? They all presented something new to society. They all presented something new to the world. In their times, did people understand them? Absolutely not. But now we look back on them and go, wow, those were the great thinkers. So I think what he's saying is it's okay if you feel a little misunderstood. Everybody that has been great has been at one point a little bit misunderstood because they have been authentically true to their own original thoughts.